ADF International orchestrated the rescue of a young Sudanese couple who faced certain death because they converted to Christianity. We had handled the case in the courts for many months until it became clear that we had to get them out of the country before it was too late.
What you're looking at is a miracle. A miracle of God's love for people to rescue them.
When you're talking about Nada and Hamouda's story, you're talking about snatching them literally from the jaws of death. Had we not intervened with the very able team that God put together, these people would have died.
Nada and Hamouda knew each other since childhood. When they grew up, they fell in love and they got married.
وندى نحن كنا أطفال لكن نحن أكبر منا، لكن بعدين لما كبرت يا خسرتني أنا قررت لأنه هي إنسانة جميلة جدا وقررت عشان أتعرف معها، وفعلا هي نفس المعرفة أنا قدمت لها هي قبلته وبقينا أحباب حبينا بعضنا.
3 years after they got married, Hamouda became a Christian, and Nada and her family were shocked. They were angry.
أنا يعني شعرت بكره تجاهه، يعني في قلبي كده حسيت يعني كأنه ما راجلي، كأنه من قبل ما عرسني وكده. أخوي قام رد عليه قال له مدام حمودة بقى مسيحي قاعد في البيت ده بتسوي شنو؟ اطلع من البيت ده.
فأسرتي أنا شخصيا تركوني، وحتى القبيلة كل بقت تكرهني بسبب أنه أنا ارتديت أو قبلت المسيحية. فحقيقة أنا كان حزين جدا لأنه طلقوا من زوجتي وأخذوا أولادي، لكن أنا ما قدرت أفعل شيء لأن الحكومة فوق كل شيء، لكن في ظلت أنا متمسك في المسيحية لأنه هو الطريق والحق.
After a 3-year separation, Nada became a Christian as well. And shortly thereafter, she and Hamouda reunited.
يعني شعرت بالفرح كأنه تاني جا قدم لي من جديد يعني.
But 2 weeks later, Nada's brother reported them to the authorities, and they were both arrested.
هو أخوه مش فتحت لنا بلاغ من جديد، وأمن الدولة جا قبض علينا واستمرنا في الحراسة لمدة 4 أيام. الشيء الأخطر شيء ممكن يعدمونا إن إحنا الاثنين وأولادنا يفضلوا يتربوا كالأيتام.
أنا مستغرب في نفسي، أنا يعني عملت شنو حتى بمشي السجن؟
Because of their conversions, the Sharia courts determined their marriage was invalid, and therefore the prosecutors were able to bring sham charges of adultery against both of them because they reunited.
فنحن كنا في الحراسة وما عندنا قروش عشان ممكن نقدر ننزل محامي، وحياتنا كان في خطر جدا.
But by the grace of God, one of Hamouda's friends from church connected him with 2 of the lawyers in our alliance.
أنا لما محامين ظهروا وذكروا اسمي لأنهم عايزين يدافعوا علي، أنا كنت يعني فرحت جدا.
وعشان في قدام المحكمة جايين عشان يساعدوني في المهنة أنا قاعد فيه ده، يعني شعرت بالفرح يعني لأنه في إنسانية.
Our allied attorneys fought tirelessly for justice for Nada and Hamouda in the courts. But after months of hearings, it became clear that if we lost the case, the punishment they faced could result in death. And if we won the case, Nada's brother had vowed publicly to kill them himself. We knew we needed to activate our networks to get them safely out of Sudan as quickly as possible. And so with the incredible help of the Shy Fund, we were able to get them to safety and identify a host family for them in the United States.
So we first heard about Hamouda and Nada's story by way of a phone call, and it was immediately made clear that we were to get involved and to be the heart and the hands of Jesus extended to them. So when we got back to the airport from a 27-hour trip, my wife Sarah and I loaded him in the car and brought him into our own house, and it was fantastic.
Now they're living in their own home, and they're involved in a local Sudanese church led by a pastor who speaks their language and understands their situation.
We have several members of our church that converted from Islam to Christianity, and they were persecuted, and some of them has to leave the country. And it's very important for ADF International and other organizations to be able to help those who are persecuted, because the threat is real and imminent. And not just in Sudan, in most of the Arab countries, that's the case.
ADF International is committed to providing the best legal defense for the persecuted church. Cases like this are not isolated events, and that is why it is imperative that we work through the laws, through the courts, with our international alliance to fight for the religious freedom of all people everywhere.
انت بنقول لك انت لو بتدعم منظمة ADF انت بتساعد الآخرين الضعفاء أيضا مثلنا.
We will continue to defend the right of every person to choose and live out their faith without fear.